You know, every huge success story has a beginning, and today we're going to dig into the SNS roadmap. It's this really fascinating blueprint for how you can go from, well, total chaos to creating something truly powerful. Let's dive in.
And their motto really says it all, from chaos to creation. This wasn't about some single magic bullet fix, not at all. It was a serious commitment to building excellence from the ground up, deliberately, step by step.
So this is the big question. They really dared to ask themselves, in a world that's so full of tradition and established rules, can you actually innovate? I mean, really? And that question, well, that was the spark that lit the fire for this whole journey.
And just like any great journey, this one started with a whole lot of friction and uncertainty. You can almost picture it, right? It's like trying to steer a giant ship with no map and a crew that's not quite sure where they're going. That was the chaos they had to figure out how to conquer.
So how do you even begin to navigate that kind of chaos? Well, you need a compass. And for SNS, that compass was this incredibly powerful methodology that would end up guiding every single decision they made from that point on. And that compass was something called design thinking. Now, the key phrase here, the one you really need to remember, is human-centered. See, this wasn't about some rigid, top-down plan. No, it was all about starting with the real, actual needs of the people at the very heart of the organization, the students and the faculty.
The process itself is this powerful 5-step loop. It kicks off with empathy, truly getting what your users need. From there, you define the problem you're trying to solve. Then you ideate, just brainstorm a ton of solutions. You build rough prototypes, and finally, you test them with real people. And it's not a one-and-done thing. It's a constant cycle of learning and getting better.
But look, a process is really just a tool, right? To make change that actually sticks, you have to build it into the very DNA of the place. And that's why their next move was to create an entire culture that was designed to support this new way of thinking.
So they built their culture on 3 frameworks that all fit together. First up, the 3P culture, which got everyone on the same page with a shared purpose, a clear process, and a focus on people. Next, the 3C framework, honed in on the individual mindset, developing the right attitude, logic, and practical skills or technique. And finally, SPINE, made sure it was all holistic, recognizing that real learning means supporting students' well-being through health, hobbies, and sports.
And holding up these frameworks are 5 core pillars. These are basically the action words that drive the whole culture forward, to always be learning, to constantly upskill, to innovate real solutions, to build strong networks, and, at the end of the day, to serve the wider community. It's a full-on blueprint for creating well-rounded, seriously impactful people.
Okay, so we've got the compass and we've got the culture. But what does all of that actually look like in the real world? This next part is all about how they turned that foundational vision into a tangible, everyday reality.
I absolutely love this quote. It just captures the goal so perfectly. Innovation isn't something that's locked away in a special lab or saved for a once-a-year event. Instead, the entire educational environment is redesigned to be a starting point, a launchpad for new ideas. And they fueled this launchpad with some really specific, high-impact initiatives. We're talking about programs like GenAI Enablement to harness new tech, certified talents to build deep expertise, and Innovation 7+7 to really foster creative problem solving. Each one was designed to turn that big vision into something you could actually measure.
Let's just zoom in on GenAI for a second. They aren't just teaching about AI. They are systematically empowering students to use it as a creative tool, with dedicated roadmaps and super hands-on events like hackathons. They're building creators of technology, not just consumers.
So, all of this, the process, the culture, the action, it has all been building toward one single monumental goal. This is it. This is the peak of their roadmap, the ultimate expression of that journey from chaos to creation.
The whole transformation can really be summed up just like this. They moved from total uncertainty to a crystal-clear roadmap. They went from being bound by tradition to fostering systematic innovation. And maybe most importantly, they transformed students from being passive consumers of information into active learner creators.
So what is the mission? What's the North Star for this entire system? 1,000. An absolutely audacious goal to launch 1,000 AI startups.
And to prove it's not just some fantasy, they put a deadline on it. This is a dedicated, focused, 10-year mission. That's how you turn a dream into a concrete plan.
And this is the key to why they believe it's actually possible. Design thinking gives them the logical, human-centered method to find real problems worth solving. And AI?
Well, AI provides the incredible scale to build and amplify the solutions. The two just work together perfectly to make this massive goal achievable.
And it all comes together in this beautiful self-sustaining loop. You see, design thinking powers the logic. AI amplifies imagination. And the result of that? Learners become creators who then use these very same tools to start the cycle all over again. It creates this powerful engine for innovation.
And that really leaves us all with a pretty powerful question, doesn't it? SNS created a roadmap to turn their chaos into creation. So what chaos in your world is ready for a new roadmap?